It's another day, it's yet another episode right here on Ignite Your Blue. And today we are more than happy to be joined with the man that knows everything about being bold, being basically a beast, and a man who has been able to bridge the gap on the pitch and in the bank. A man who has been able to bridge the gap between his passion but also his profession. We're talking about none other than Mr. Alema.
Thank you. Thank you
Good
very
day,
much.
sir.
Good day to you.
How do you guys celebrate when you go to the pitch? Ahoo, ahoo.
Those are more of like the New Zealand chops.
Yes.
But for us, personally, I prefer the Cristiano Zoo.
There you go. I mean, before the bank, who was Alema?
Okay, before the bank, I can say Alema was mainly a rugby player.
Yeah.
Because I entered the bank immediately after university. And prior to that, rugby was my life. My 8 to 5 would be school. After that,
Yes.
just rugby. So rugby, in short, encompassed what Alema is or was at that time.
And how did you transition? Because it's not quite often that we find rugby players again have another profession that is away from sports. These are now serious matters. Not that rugby is not serious. Into Stanbic Bank.
You kind of have no choice into it. Rugby in Uganda is semi-professional. Translation, you don't get a lot of money. And I like the soft life. Outside that, like I said, you have no choice. Your parents have put you through school.
Yes.
It's time for them to collect dividends on their investment. So, like I said, immediately after campus, I joined the bank because I was an intern when I was in campus.
Yes.
For the bank, and they liked the way I worked. So, I joined the bank. Now, balancing it was a hard paper initially.
Yeah.
The bosses don't know your work. You are new to them, and the demands from both worlds are great. So at the end of the day, you have to make a compromise on one of the two.
Yeah.
The balance comes after you have earned your stripes in the work field. In the rugby field, as already established. So it was just business as usual.
Yes.
There.
And obviously, in the rugby field, people are always saying, yo, man, Alema takes bold moves, bold tackles, and, you've won a couple of accolades right there. But then again, now in the work field, we've also seen you make some really, really bold moves. What are those bold moments in your life throughout your profession that you've been able to, and you can be able to point out?
Okay. One of the bold moves I will speak about is, like I said, you have to make a compromise
Yes.
between one of the two. But then I reached a point where I'm like, why am I compromising? I believe I could have it both.
Yes.
So one of the bold moves, and I thank God my then leader was accommodative, I'll use that word. Because prior her, and I'll mention the leader, that was Isabella Zarwende. Prior her, the leader that I had, when I tried making that bold move,
Thank you. Wait. You gotta make a choice.
he was like, you know where your bread is buttered.
Yes.
But then the leadership changed, and with the leader that I had, I made the bold move. I told her I know my targets. I can hit my targets while also hitting the targets that are set in the rugby field. And it was, God was really on my side, that when she became my leader, that was about the time I'd received national team call-ups.
Yes.
For like 5 years in a row, but I was unable to execute them given the work, I'll call them work challenges that I had at the time.
Yeah.
So the bold move was, I told her I can do both, and she believed in me, and the leaders from then on have believed in me that I can do both. So I can say I'm having the best of both worlds.
Nice. That's such a bold statement to make, having the best of both worlds. But then again, I'll take you back into the world of being blue in everything that you do. What would you say as some of the things you've been able to learn, even as you try to balance these worlds?
Okay, I've actually learned a lot. Now, in the blue world, we have deadlines. I've learned how to efficiently manage my time. because whatever you do, you only have 24 hours
Yes.
within that day. So the blue world has sharpened me in one. When it comes to managing time, I do it efficiently, and also prioritizing of tasks. You have multiple things, like in the current role that I do. You can wake up in the morning, you have planned to do ABC, but that day makes you do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Totally different. So you learn how to prioritize and be versatile in regards to what you do on a day to day.
Yeah. And even as you look at your ultimate day-to-day kind of life, one would argue, or one would wonder, what is your ultimate goal? Again, the fact that you're juggling two lives. Is it still just juggling the two and balancing, the two worlds?
Okay. Unfortunately, in the world of sport, there's a time bomb.
Yes.
I'm not getting any younger. So I'm juggling. At the end of the day, sports wise, I want to qualify for a World Cup
All right.
in the rugby sense.
Nice.
And it's something that can be done within my time frame.
Yeah.
Once that is done, it will no longer be a juggle. I'll have ticked all the boxes
From the
from the
rugby.
sports
Yes.
bit of it all, and then focus on the blue. Whereby my goal in the blue, it wouldn't have to be an EXCO member, and we
Yeah.
look back at this moment.
Nice. I mean, Alema, you've been excellent, on the pitch. You're quite excellent, in the blue world. Again, the fact that you jungle two worlds, it's crazy in itself.
It is.
Yes? Just how important is it for you when you hear the word excellence?
Oh, it is very. Describing it is a bit of a. Okay. Given the fact I'm juggling two worlds, there are times when you're burning the candle on both ends. So someone come and validate your efforts by saying this is excellent work done.
Yeah.
It means the world to someone who is giving their all. There are people who give their all but never get the validation for the work that they do. So the word excellent is not one that I take for granted. It's a reward to me. It shows you are validating all the hard work that I'm putting in, and I'll be glad. I am glad
Yeah.
whenever it's relayed upon my efforts.
There could be somebody who's watching right now. They're probably struggling to juggle two worlds. They're probably not even in sports. They're in some other, sector. But here you are, and you've been able to ignite your blue and do so excellently, in two fronts. What advice do you give to such a person, in order for them to be able to ignite their blue and maybe juggle 1 or 2, 3 things?
I'll say, do not give up on your passion. There are very many hurdles that will come your way. I gave an example, my initial leadership. But do not, as long as you are committed to your passion, keep striving towards it. That doesn't mean slack off on what butters your bread. You can do it. Just persistence will always defeat resistance. That's one of my slogans.
Yes.
So do not give up. You can do it. Just be persistent and you will achieve it.
Man, we've been saying that blue is self-confidence, blue is self-belief, blue is fearless. But now Alema is adding another thing about blue. Blue is
Persistence.
nice. Till we meet again, it's goodbye from us.